happy new moon in Aquarius. This Aquarius new moon becomes exact on Thursday, February 11th at 2:05 p.m. New York time, which is 19:05 Greenwich Mean Time. The skies are pretty fascinating right now. We have a nearly unprecedented Aquarius stellium going on with 6 planets, the Sun, the Moon, Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, and Saturn, all in Aquarius. The Aquarian energies are truly the name of the game right now. We haven't seen anything like this since the 1960s, and more on that later. There's a natural sense of unity in the air right now. It's a great time to connect with those who are on the same path as you. The energies abound are very outward oriented right now. We're called to seek our place in the world. Who are the people you feel most at home with? Which groups do you subscribe to? What causes do you feel most called to put your energy into helping? These are the most relevant questions right now with all of the Aquarian energies. People aren't afraid to openly talk about world events and politics right now, which I think is a great thing. It is the perfect time to have healthy debates and political discussions. However, be aware that one of the lower aspects of Aquarius is ideology. People will be more likely now than ever before to want to defend their beliefs, viewpoints, and facts. If you find a debate degrading into an argument, ask yourself what is more important, to be right or to be at peace. We are being called more strongly than ever before to step into our divinely guided service roles. Defining your service role. Aquarius encourages us to put our egos aside and to find connection in a common cause. This is the energetic trajectory of our planet as we are in this planetary age of Aquarius. The famous gurus of the past are fading in relevance as we see the rise of hundreds of thousands of spiritual teachers, each with their own niche audiences. Although each and every teacher has a different perspective, style, and personality, the core teachings should be the same: love, unity, and healing. If you feel like you have something to teach, then put yourself out there. It could be something informal that you do in social situations, or you might feel guided to start a blog or write a book. This age of information that we find ourselves in provides the opportunity for voices from around the world to be heard like never before. It feels really good to your soul when you share the things you've learned and help to guide others, no matter on how small of a scale. This is the essence of the Aquarian energy, a sharing of resources, information, and energy. The Aquarian energies are intending to really bring us into communion with our service work. Service work is a broad term that covers all the positive work you're meant to do on this planet. All the people, animals, environments you're meant to help, and the positive legacy that you're meant to leave behind. It is your unique physical and vibratory contribution to the healing and ascension of the collective consciousness of humanity. It can be helpful to define your service work in a single sentence. For me, my service work is to assist in the freeing and ascension of humanity by working directly on the ground with light workers from around the world at all stages of their journeys, to help them heal their wounds, understand their purpose and plan, and to create their highest destiny and step into their divinely guided service work. How would you define your service work? And here are some questions to get you thinking. Who or what do I feel most called to help? For example, drug addicts, alcoholics, the elderly, children, animals, rivers. Fill in the blank here. I feel most fulfilled when I blank. So what activities, what things, what passions that you have give you the greatest sense of fulfillment? Which skills or talents do people most often ask me to help them with? What do I feel like my mission is here on Earth? Why do I feel like I even came to this planet? If I had no fear, how would I choose to earn my living? Or how would I choose to live? It doesn't have to be a career or a job. What type of legacy do I want to leave behind? What is the one thing that I have to help heal or improve for other people, animals, plants, the planet, or society before I leave this planet? Go ahead and write down your service mission and keep it somewhere special. Write it on a note card and put it on the bulletin board in your office or paste it up in your bedroom. When you step more fully into your service work, you will naturally begin to unravel any of the shadow aspects of Aquarius, like self-sabotage, which we will discuss in the next section. Transcending self-sabotage. The theme of overcoming self-sabotage is something that has been coming up for a lot of lightworkers recently. This is because we are in the process of clearing house of those patterns which are no longer supporting us in stepping fully into our individualized, divinely designed service roles. What I've discovered about self-sabotage is this. The self-saboteur within is only active and with you to provide you a gateway into seeing your own shadow. The shadow is the aggregate of the unprocessed wounds within, whether from this lifetime or others. When you become aware of that part of you which has often sabotaged good things from manifesting through lower vibrational choices, fear, or avoidance, you then have the power to transcend that pattern. Of course, on another level, there are no such thing as bad choices, and also on another level, fear is there to protect you. And every choice made out of self-sabotage was only made to help you advance spiritually, whether you intended for that to be the case or not. But once you become aware of these patterns, there is no longer any need to carry them forward. It's as if you have discovered that you have been carrying a brick attached to your back, and once you recognize that, you can put down the brick and go about your life feeling lighter and like things can come more easily and with less struggle. Remember, you always have free will in every moment. It's just that the types of internal and external reactions that you've become accustomed to over and over again, which you ultimately inherited from those who raised you, keep you stuck in a feedback loop that is called a program. If you have a history of self-sabotaging yourself, then that is part of your program. To stop the self-sabotage, you simply need to step out of the program, and that's something you need to practice, really ideally in every moment. Think to yourself, what would the higher dimensional aspect of me choose, think, or say in this moment, in this situation? What types of words, choices, thoughts would likely lead me to transcend my karma, as opposed to which words, choices, and thoughts would likely keep me stuck in the same karmic loop? It's time to get all parts of you on board with your forward momentum. If there's any parts of you that feel stuck in the past, stuck in a lower vibrational timeline, or just stuck in general, ask those parts of you what they need from you. How can you serve them? What these parts are really looking for is safety. It can be scary to parts of you that have been scarred and injured by the past to move forward into a new project, a new relationship, new location, a new career, a higher income, or a new hobby. The more you can make these parts of yourself feel safe, like a loving parent would to an anxious child, the easier it is for you to get fully integrated and feel more together than ever before. The self-saboteur also tends to show up when someone has an inclination to be less than forgiving with themselves. This lack of forgiveness towards oneself really hurts and injures the inner child, who already has been hurt by that parental figure who was less than forgiving with them, or who was less than forgiving with the other parental figure, or who was less than forgiving with themselves, as we can literally feel the vibrations of those who raised us when we're very young. The shadow's job is to show itself in inconvenient ways in order to get you to recognize where the inner child has been hurt. If you're very harsh on yourself, you will tend to self-sabotage yourself as well. So learning to also be more forgiving with yourself is another important aspect of transcending self-sabotage. When you gift yourself with the freedom to make as many mistakes as you need to, and to love yourself just the same, the self-saboteur within will evaporate and never need to return. Back to the 60s, envisioning a better world for all. Let's talk about harnessing this powerful Aquarian energy to precipitate changes on the collective level. Aquarius is forward-thinking, progressive, and demands equality. The vast income disparity between the haves and the have-nots on our planet is something that just won't be able to last too much longer during this planetary age of Aquarius. The Aquarian pressure, energetically speaking, will simply become too great, and change will have to occur one way or another. This differs dramatically from the dualistic, all-or-nothing shadow energy of the age of Pisces, which we have graduated from. The last time we saw a stellium like this was early February of 1962, where we saw 7 planets in Aquarius. And during that time, the energetic seeds of the revolutionary energy of the 60s were planted. Likewise, the energetic seeds of the coming revolution, in whatever form that may take, both spiritually and on the ground, are being planted now during this 6-planet Aquarius stellium. It might look like a pretty impossible task to shift this planet from its current economic structure to something that will be able to support the proper nutrition, medical care, and spiritual health of all human beings, but this is not something that is meant to happen overnight. The age of Aquarius began on December 21st, 2012, and shall last for over 2,000 years, 2,156 years to be exact. It's not realistic to think that it's all going to change in under a decade. We need to have the patience and faith while doing what we can do to shift this collective consciousness. For most of us, the most effective possible thing that we can do to help shift the collective consciousness is to shift the consciousness within our own vessels. You do not have enough power to shift the entire collective consciousness with your will, but you do have the power to shift the entirety of your individual consciousness with your willpower. One of the laws of the universe is that whatever you have the power to effect is whatever you are meant to have the power to effect. When you try to shift something that you don't have the power to shift, you may end up feeling disempowered and victimized, which puts you right back down into that lower vibration where the powers that be don't mind you being. When you take control of what you can control and nothing more, you move into that high vibration of empowerment and self-responsibility, which, by the way, also alleviates the self-sabotage, and you become an energetic broadcaster for that high vibration. And like the 100th monkey syndrome, that vibration of empowerment spreads like wildfire and begins to have an exponentially larger impact on the collective consciousness. As the collective consciousness shifts into higher and higher vibrations, it moves to higher and higher timelines where the control structures that are based on fear, trickery, and abuse can no longer vibrationally stand. We're in a massive collective solar plexus awakening right now, and it will continue. It's crucial to remain optimistic about things, both in regards to your individual journey and to the collective journey. If one thing's for sure, it's that pessimism will not increase your chances of living the type of life you want to live, individually or collectively. We really need to have that wide-eyed, childlike naivete of everything is possible, because in reality it is. You probably know by now that we live in an infinite multiverse, in a holographic projection, and that nothing is totally as concrete and real as it might seem. You know that miracles happen. You might have already experienced a few in your life. Use this new moon time to realign with that energy of believing in, embracing, and even expecting the miraculous. Find ways to recognize the little miracles in your day-to-day life. Every synchronicity is a miracle. Every loving embrace, every ray of sunshine, and every laugh is a miracle. Be the one that recognizes the little miracles of every single day, while the other 99% of people can stay in limbo waiting to be liberated by their own mind. The choice is yours. Venus conjuncts Jupiter, good luck in money and relationships. Venus, the planet of love, romance, and money, forms an almost exact conjunction to Jupiter, the planet of good luck, at the time of this new moon. This will make the next 28 days an especially auspicious time for the flourishing of existing romantic relationships and the budding of new ones. Also, it will be an especially lucky time for making money. Though many are predicting a stock market crash soon, I doubt whether it will occur during the next 28 days due to this particular aspect. But who knows? Be careful with your investments at this time. Take a look at which house Venus and Jupiter fall into in your birth chart to see where the good luck is for you. Saturn squares Uranus, needing freedom. We have a tricky aspect in this new moon chart with Saturn in Aquarius squaring Uranus, the modern ruler of Aquarius, in Taurus. Uranus, which is the wild card of the planets, always brings an air of unexpectedness to the table, and Saturn is the great restrictor. When Saturn cages, Uranus breaks free from that cage. So thus with this square, we can see how we will be seeing an energetic push-pull between freedom and slavery. It's a great time to consider the idea of freedom in your life in all aspects. Is your current environment or living situation serving you, or does it feel restrictive? If you're in an intimate relationship, does it make you feel free or restricted? Does your occupation or career make you feel free or restricted? We will feel the call to break free on all levels with this energy being present. Figure out what the role of freedom is in your life and if and when changes are necessary. With Uranus being involved, though, it is best to be mindful of decision making, as we may be prone to making impulsive decisions or rushing. With Uranus being an earthy Taurus, it is also a friendly reminder to find freedom in the expanses of nature. Take a look at which houses in your chart the Saturn and Uranus square falls in, so you know which part of your life will be most affected by this aspect. Chinese New Year. The Chinese New Year follows the lunar calendar, falling on the second new moon following the Northern Hemisphere's winter solstice. It sparks a massive celebration in the Far East and marks the beginning of the year of the ox. In the year of the hard-working ox, we rebuild as a world following the devastation of 2020's year of the rat and the pandemic that it brought and is still carrying on. So happy Chinese New Year to all, and wishing you a fun, enlightening, and expansive new moon in Aquarius. With love, Matthew John. And if you're not familiar with who I am a spiritual teacher, spiritual mentor, psychic, intuitive healer, starseed guide, energy healer, and medical intuitive. And I have been on a 12-year-plus awakening journey. I would love for you to check out my website so you can check out my library of videos, articles, show appearances and interviews, and much more. And I do also offer private sessions worldwide to people. And I'm going to talk about that in a moment, but I do want to share that I did very recently do a mastery empowerment course called the Emotional Freedom Technique through the 7 main chakras. So this was a webinar on tapping, the Emotional Freedom Technique, which is also known as tapping. And we did a journey of tapping through the 7 chakras, and it was awesome. It was one of my favorite webinars that I've ever done. I teach you, first of all, how to tap, and then we go through each chakra. I explain to you what each chakra is about and give you the specifics of what the inner sphere is about, the outer sphere, the front and back of the chakra, the life themes involved. And then we tap through and release past life blockages and injuries and free up energy in the chakras. And I felt so good after teaching this course. And people on the call live were chiming in about how great they felt after doing each tapping sequence and how many things got released, emotions coming up and being released, images of past life memories coming up to be released. So if you're interested in learning about tapping, the Emotional Freedom Technique, it was a really, really great webinar. It's about 2 hours, and it's available now for purchase on my website. Go to my website. It's youaredivinehuman.org. Scroll your mouse over events and courses and webinars and click there, and it's right at the top. It's $33 to purchase the replay. And I'm also enrolling people in my very popular spiritual mentoring program to get started in March. And I just want to briefly go over what you get in this spiritual mentoring program. There's several different options for packages. There's a 4, 5, 6, and 10 session package. And in the 4-session package, here's what you get. You get 4 90-minute plus private sessions in total with me, including an extended soul plan reading. And in the soul plan reading, what I'm doing is connecting in with your spirit guides and my helper guides to take a look and read your life plan, read your soul contracts, read your karma and your life lessons that you brought into this lifetime, and also take a look into your future on your highest timeline, on your most likely timeline, and really just answer any questions you have at all to help you get an understanding and a grasp on what the meaning of your life is, what are you supposed to accomplish, what's your purpose, what is the meaning of your relationships, what is the meaning of the family that you chose to be born into. It's a really, really fantastic reading, and it's very unique. The second session, we do an angel energy healing and aura cleansing session, which also includes a soul retrieval, an inner child healing, and an unhealthy attachment purging ceremony. So it's a lot of stuff in one session. It's very healing. It's very clearing. And people describe afterwards just feeling really, really clear after doing this session. And we do bring up a lot of past life stuff to be healed as well. In the third session, you get the medical intuitive reading. And this is for your physical health. So what I'll be doing is doing an intuitive body scan to get a sense of what's going on internally, and also just getting information from the guides about the metaphysical purposes for any illnesses or issues you've experienced in your life. And then we're going to go over solutions. We're going to go over supplements, possibly homeopathic remedies, diet, exercises, affirmations, and much more. Anything that will help you in your healing journey, we'll go over that. And you're also going to get a full protocol, a 7 to 11 page intuitive nutrition protocol with all this information in your email within a few weeks after the session. And I also do a chakra scan for you during that session, reading for you the health of all 7 of your main chakras, and I'll also give you a report in your email about the health of those chakras. You also get my bonus webinars. You get Putting the Past in the Past, Mastering Your Intuition, and Spiritual Hygiene, Cord Cutting, and Grounding 101. And you also get spiritual homework between calls, intuitive and psychic development coaching as time allows. And if you're starting a spiritual business, I can help you with that as well as time allows. That's all package A. Package B has all of that, plus a 5th session, which is a 2-hour past life regression. This is a journey into your past lives to discover what the purpose of your past lives was, what you were meant to learn from your past lives, and how they relate to your current lifetime. And you actually get to journey through your past lives and experience them as another person, another role that your soul played in another lifetime. And it's so cool, and it's really, really enlightening as well. And in Package C, you get all that, those 5 sessions plus a 6th session, which is the Future Life Progression. This is a journey into your future, very unique journey. You get to actually move into your future on your highest timeline and experience it at different specific points in the timeline. And it's really great to just get a sense of where you're going in life, and really to give you a sense of hope, especially if you feel like you've been in a rut. And in Package C, you also get 10 other bonus webinars. So it's going to come out to over 30 hours of bonus content to listen to or watch on the side between sessions. You also get my bonus ebook as well with any of those packages. And also there's a Package D, which has 10, 15, or 20 sessions in total, and that has optimization coaching sessions included in it. All of these have a 2-payment option to make it easier for people. And if you're in Australia, there's a 25% discount. If you're in Canada, there's a 20% discount. And that's because of the current exchange rates. If you're interested in the spiritual mentoring packages, go to my website. It's youaredivinehuman.org. Scroll your mouse over private sessions and click on the first tab. It says spiritual mentoring packages. And if the packages don't work for you, I do offer everything that I just mentioned, all of the different types of sessions a la carte. Also, you can purchase the webinars a la carte or in a package. And if you're booking sessions a la carte, you can choose your own time and pay for it on the website. And if you have any questions about the packages, if you're interested in a session and you're not sure which one is good for you, or if a package would be good for you, if you want to know more about what the different types of sessions entail, if you have any more questions about the new moon that I didn't cover here, if you have any personal questions that you think I can answer, if it's something in depth, I'll just tell you that you need to book a reading. But if it's something quick, I can answer it for you. Or just any questions about anything at all that you think I might know about, the best way to contact me is to go to my website, youaredivinehuman.org. The bottom right corner of the screen, you'll see a tab. It has my face on it. It says, Matthew John, have questions, ask Matthew. Click on that tab, type in your question and your email address, and it will go to my email, and I'll get back to you when I can. If for any reason you don't see that tab, scroll your mouse over the More button on my website and click on the Contact Me tab, and you can go ahead and type in your question, your name, and your email on that form as well. Okay, everyone, so it's been a pleasure. I look forward to speaking to you on the upcoming full moon. I wish you an amazing couple of weeks before then, and thank you so much for listening. Please do like, subscribe, and share this content if you enjoyed it. I really appreciate it. And remember to be kind to yourself, to be kind to others, to be kind to animals, and to be kind to the earth. With love, this is Matthew John.